Greetings again. Here we are today in the second video of the series. We're going to be talking about the difference between muscular endurance and muscular strength. If we define the terms, muscular endurance is the ability of a muscle or group of muscles to perform a repeated action against a sub-maximal resistance. I use the word action because I don't want to say contraction. That denotes shortening. Whereas a lot of the times if we're doing a squat or something, we're actually lowering our body weight under control via the lengthening of a certain amount of muscle groups. Therefore, I'm going to use action rather than contraction. So, the ability of a muscle or group of muscles to act on a sub-maximal resistance for continued reps. Sub-maximal, so you can do it, let's probably say 50-40% of your body weight. When you look at strength, it's the ability of a muscle or group of muscles to overcome maximum resistance. The big problem is it all gets mashed up. We're either training for strength or we're training for endurance. But actually the two are very interdependent. If you're in a car crash and your friend's trapped under a car and you move the car to save your friend's life, you're not going to be able to do that again. Adrenaline, the moment, is going to make you have a huge feat of strength to shift that car. You're not going to be doing reps with the car after you've saved your friend. Hence, you have already then used muscular strength. But even when we're doing things like working in the 1 to 6 rep range, which is generally the traditional strength rep range, you still, if you can do something more than once, there is a slight element of endurance involved because you need to continuously do the movement so that you can either get the right training the training adaptation that you need, or you can become better at the movement. What I want to do today is highlight between the push-up and the bench press, the differences between muscular strength and muscular endurance. Most people think that a push-up is endurance-based because it's body weight and you can knock out 100 of them. Whereas a bench press is more strength-oriented because we're loading more weight. But if you took them from a different angle, being that there's the beginner who can't even move their body weight 1 rep in a push-up, or the beginner who can quite comfortably lie on a bench and bench press a bar using the bench press technique for reps, why is then a bench press strength and why is a push-up then endurance? So I'm going to get my friend Andy in, we're going to do push-ups and then we're going to do bench presses and we're going to discuss the correct applications of those and then we're going to close the video off. Andy, join me. Right, so we've got Andy. Andy is going to lie down, flat on his belly. What we're looking for here is we want to get the hands directly underneath the shoulder. We've got the trigger finger splayed straight out to the front and we're splaying the palm out, getting a good surface area of the hands. The forearms are going to be straight up and down. We're going to get Andy to dig his feet in and he's going to tighten his quads, lifting the knees off the ground. He's then going to lift his bum and here, to take care of the arch of the back, your back's flat, we're going to get you to compress, pull this belly up here. So Andy is now nice and tight. He has a rigid board and he's going to press up for us. And he's going to do a couple of reps. Just move your hands back a little bit. What we're looking for here is the forearm is straight up and down. And that's the easiest way, the quickest way between 2 points is a straight line. And we want a nice straight vertical forearm. Thank you, Andy. Drop. Now that's a normal push-up. If you are struggling with the push-up, you can cross the legs and everything is the same. We're still going to tighten the legs, tighten the bum, tighten the back, tighten hand position, everything the same, but he's going to do a kneeling push-up. And he's just going to work out a couple of those, just 2 more please. Like that. That's very simple. If we stop Andy at the top, a lot of the people find it difficult to push up from the ground in a nice tight position because they haven't got the skill set yet for it, or they haven't got the necessary strength. So you need to educate the body, you need to just coax the body into where you want it to go. So we're going to start here, we're going to maintain the nice core, we're in a nice tight, rigid body position, and he's just going to go down for a partial push-up and straight up. And then just work it like that. You can work the depth as and when you need to, so that you can challenge your body and get the results you want. Cool, thank you Andy. Let's go. So now we're at the bench press. We've got the bar set up, it's a good height, and Andy lies back. It's in here, he's going to get the right width that he needs. Ultimately, the same thing as you saw with the push-up, the elbows were quite close in. That's how you're going to drive someone away. Here is your good position of power. You would never push someone away with your elbows splayed out like that. You're in close. If you look at linebackers blocking, the NFL, people trying to push things, objects, world's strongest man, they're in close here, they're braced in there. Their elbows are not splayed out. You're not powerful here. The same thing is going to happen on the bench press. And he's going to unrack the bar. And then he's going to work it down. We're working just down here into the sternum, just rep out 4 or so. Elbows are staying in nice and tight, and the bar is going straight up and down, straight up and down. Down and explode the bar up, and rack, please. Just because it's a bench press, yes, when the load gets increasingly heavier, you are going to struggle to flood it up, but you want to, as we said in the push-pull video, you want to have the explosive mindset of down and drive the bar away from you. That's the whole key to it. Now, if we're looking for strength and endurance, Andy banged out a whole bunch of push-ups at the beginning of the video, and that was easy for him because he can manipulate his own body weight. And here we've only got 40 kilos on the bar, which is nowhere near Andy's max at all. He's not wondering maxing. He can rep this out for a good 15 reps or so, even more. Therefore, why is the bench press considered strength and the push-up endurance? It's interdependent. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at the line of the bar. When the bar comes down, it's here just below the nipple line, should we say. It's just at the bottom of the sternum. And it has a slight curve on the way up. Now, I don't want you to over-accentuate that curve to try and do that. The bar will naturally, when Andy unwraps, he's here. His shoulder blades are engaged. He's nice and tight. He's prepared. He's taken the bar. He is fighting the resistance. He's going to lower it and press. Do 3, please, Andy. And you're going to notice that the bar slightly curves. It slightly curves. Thank you, Andy. No, he is not consciously pushing the bar away from him. That's unsafe. That's going to send the bar over here, crashing into your spot, into the rig, tearing all manner of shoulder and pec ligaments and good fun stuff like that. We don't want to do that. We want to just maintain that good tight position. So, that is muscular endurance versus muscular strength, using the push-up and the bench press, aptly demonstrated by my man Andy. Thank you, Andy. And so that's it for Breaking Muscle for this edition, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.